It's 7:15 in the afternoon, 7th of April. I'm now finally leaving Rising Sun, Maryland, where Sherry Eveland was, after spending all day. I left at 7:30 this morning. I'm heading back to Washington, D.C. right now, which will probably take me about 2.5 hours to get back, depending on traffic. I came up here, I had to wait for her till she had her times mixed up. She said she had to be at 10:30 and 11:30, I'm sorry. 11:30. The lawyer told me 10:30. So when I got there, she wasn't ready. Then I had to get her to go to the court. We got there at 11:36 and confronted the 3 judges, Orphans Court judges, 2 of which are responsible 100% for everything that's happened to Sherry Eveland and her family. These Orphans Court judges had knowledge, opportunity, and responsibility to prevent fraud on the court, fraud on the estate of James Ray Charles, and they chose freely of their own free will to disrespect their oath of office and their judicial bonds and their loyalty to the courts as officers of the court who have taken an oath to uphold and defend the Constitution of the United States. You've seen in earlier videos the situation that Sherry had to live in and endure. She's petrified, and if anything happens to her, I will actively engage criminal charges against them in every court in the United States if I have to. I'm tired, I'm angry. I think this trip's going to cost about $230 round trip after I paid for coming up here, gas both ways, paid for gas, paid for tolls, paid for. I had to take her out to lunch to get her something decent to eat. She hasn't eaten properly, and going with her to the social services, going with her to the courts, going with her to the DMV, and it's all about making a record, folks. I'm going to send those 3 judges a summary of what their lack of due diligence and lack of respect has cost Sherry Eveland, and direct them to my websites. And then they had the audacity to jump on her because she got into the courtroom at 11:35. There was a young one there, but it looks like somebody about 23, 24 years old must have won the seat. And these people, they used to get paid. About 8 years ago, I had to check the county records. They got paid between $12,000 and $14,000 a year to be a judge, and for that amount, they can destroy the wealth and millions of dollars, maybe hundreds of millions of dollars of assets of the estates of the people of Cecil County, Maryland. There's no accountability whatsoever. They allow their lying, thieving lawyers and judges, fellow judges in the circuit court, to abuse the rule of law, the Constitution. They sit back as she was wrongfully prosecuted relentlessly for over 10 years. They sat back as the James Delmeyer and Leonard Wilson caused her to be falsely prosecuted. They sat back. They asked her when she admitted to a charge of where she had stolen some food. And she got locked up for stealing some food. And they said, well, you know, that's not a felony. So you should still qualify to be your sister's representative. And yet, Leonard Wilson and his thieving lawyers steal $18 million. Everything about it is a scam. Everything about what happened today was a scam. But I was there. I was questioned, sworn in, gave testimony. They stapled any references whatsoever to the father's case. Oh, we can't consider that. That's nothing. That has nothing to do with this. I kept saying, no, it isn't. Cheryl Dalton was an heir to the estate. Her death was the cause of mishandling of this by the court of her father's estate by Leonard Wilson and his gangster friends. So, yeah, it's all interlinked. Stopped by William Riddle's office, took some pictures. Stopped by the offices of Leonard Wilson, Rollins, Delmeyer, and Brown. They've cut it back down since Delmeyer was elected to the state's attorney's job. He was the alleged attorney for the estate. And this is everything that's wrong with our country and with our legal system. And yet nobody is ever held accountable. They just step back and think that nobody is ever going to challenge their authority or report their misconduct and criminal association with these people. It's got to stop. As a victim myself, I've been fighting in the courts for 32 years and trying to get myself and my family's rights returned under the Article 19 of the Maryland Declaration of Rights and the U.S. Constitution. And I refused to surrender. You saw where I had to take Sherry to get water out of a spring because she doesn't have enough money to buy water. I had to advance her money so that Donna could possibly drive her to the DMV so she could retake the driver's test, give her money for gas. And it's a shame. It's a shame. We're all being lied to. And we cannot just sit back and allow this to happen any longer. Getting ready to stop off at the Maryland house up here. Check and get some more gas for the car. Take a rest before I head back into Washington. do is pray to the Lord Jesus Christ, our Father, to hold these people accountable for the wrongs that they have done and the injustices they're doing against all the victims on my website. And I do mean all. There's every victim on my website has been robbed of their rights. And I've got 1,500 videos to prove that. So just take it one step at a time, people. I'll pick this up when I get back towards home. Which will probably, right now it looks like it's going to be about 9 o'clock at night, if I'm lucky. But this is what it takes to be a victim's rights advocate. You don't surrender, you don't give up. You stand up for the rights of your fellow man. We just have to do what God puts on our plate and take it one step at a time. So I'll pick this up when I leave, or if I get home.